What happens when the most powerful empire on earth dares to defy the living God? The answer shook Egypt to its very core. It began with the Nile, their river of life, their god of survival. Overnight, it turned to blood. Fish floated lifeless, the air reeked of death, and the empire's pride became its curse. But Pharaoh's heart was hard, so frogs poured into every palace, every oven, every bed. What they once considered sacred now mocked them in their own homes. Still, Pharaoh refused. Dust rose from the earth, transforming into lice that covered man and beast. Even Pharaoh's magicians whispered in fear, "This is the finger of God." And then came the swarms of flies. They blackened the sky, filled every Egyptian home. But in Goshen, where God's people lived, not a single fly crossed the border. The message was clear. God makes a difference between his people and those who stand against him. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained proud. So Egypt's livestock, horses, camels, cattle, sheep, fell dead in the fields. Their wealth and strength vanished overnight. But Israel's herds, untouched. Then the plague of boils struck. From Pharaoh on his throne to servants in the street, painful sores erupted on every Egyptian while God's people stood protected. Still, Pharaoh hardened his heart. So God sent hail mixed with fire from the heavens. It crushed fields, shattered trees, and burned across the land, devastation Egypt had never seen. But the worst was yet to come. Swarms of locusts swept across Egypt, darkening the skies, devouring everything green, leaving the land desolate. And then, darkness. 3 days of a heavy, suffocating darkness that froze life in its tracks. Yet in Goshen, God's people walked in light. Finally, judgment fell. At midnight, the firstborn of Egypt were struck down in every home. From Pharaoh's palace to the lowest servant, the cry of grief shook the nation. But the blood of the Lamb marked God's people, and the angel of death passed over them. And here's the truth. The blood of the Lamb still saves. Just as it did that night in Egypt, it still marks and protects his people today. If you believe that God still fights for his people, lift your voice, type Amen in the comments, and let the world know the Lord still reigns.